Well, good morning, everyone. Early here. This is CERT Instructor on. Hey, just do me a favor. Please like and subscribe and let your friends know about us. All right, let's get right into it. Well, I've made some CERT videos in the past, and when I say CERT, specifically on topic of what CERT is and what they do. And a lot of times people don't know what they do. You can get on line and look it up, but um, there's a lot of things that CERT can do and cannot do, and you need to understand. That's all of us that are involved. What those things are. So one of the things that never happens, never ever never, is you just don't self-deploy somewhere. And when I say that, if you hear that the roof on the mall's collapsed, you're not going to go rushing into the mall. Um, you have to work through emergency management in that case. Now, if your neighborhood gets hit by a tornado or flood or whatever, most likely we'll just say tornado because if you don't have a boat, you're probably not going to be involved in the rescue part. But in case, if your neighborhood gets hit by a tornado, you're going to kind of get your neighbors together and organize and see what you can do until the real help gets there. And sometimes that may be a day or two, it may be hours, you don't know, but you're kind of organize, do things, set up triage and whatever else. See what supplies you have and what you can do to help other people. And in that case, I would highly advise anybody that's in those out and away neighborhoods like myself, become familiar with your neighbors, let them know who you are, and probably one of the most important things that you can do because telephone may be dead. I don't know. There could be that over jamming of lines and you can't get through. You might, I've said this before, send a text, but a short one. But one of the most important things that you can do is ham radio. And I know people are going, I'm sick and tired of ham radio. Well, guess what? When nobody else can talk, I can. And the reason I say that is I have enough radios, and there's repeaters around, or I can use simplex, which is radio to radio. And if you got some of those bubble pack radios, they're not worth a squat. They're very, very short range. So if you're on top of a hill, you can get out long range. But anyways, I've got a 30-foot antenna. I can get out on it. Even if that's gone, that's okay. I have an extra, and I got handhelds. But important thing, communications. That's what you need. That's what fire needs. That's what police needs, and the military. Very important. And that's all I'm going to stress. And you can do ham or potentially GMRS. It's not as widely used as ham because all you have to do is pay a fee and get a call sign, and now you can use the radio. But with a ham, you're going to have to study. And we won't get into that. We've gotten into it on other videos. But if you're in a neighborhood like I am and out in the way places, you definitely need ham radio. And I'll just say that a lot of people are under the impression, I've pointed it out before, that you just can't use a ham radio in an emergency. It has to be a matter of life and death and loss of property. So that's all I got on that. But anyway, so if you decide to join CERT, if you're in somewhere, we'll just say LA, you can join the CERT team. And there's a lot of things you can do, and it could be light search and rescue. And light search and rescue is you go out, you inspect buildings, you make sure it's safe to enter, and if you have to carry people out or get them out, you can do that. But if they're pinned under something, that may, well, you may have to get more technical rescue with fire that has equipment and jacks and whatever. And you may not have that, and then sometimes you can shore people up. So the exciting thing is that you have that opportunity. In my neck of the woods, one of the things that I do with emergency management is I do storm spotting, and again, that's by ham radio. You can call things in at the NWS, or if you have Spotter Network or one of those programs, you can basically turn it in two. But again, if your phones aren't working, guess what? It's back to radio. And so it's very important. But once you get on a CERT team, you're going to be trained. You're going to get a certificate, a backpack, a hard hat. I think most of you have seen the hard hat that they give you, and some of the gear, and all that gear, in my opinion, probably needs to be packed in a baggie and put in your backpack. That way, if you are deployed and it's raining cats and dogs, as we say here in Oklahoma quite often, that your gear's still safe and dry. A good set of boots, something like that, something that's not going to get punctured by nails and other things, and you don't want to obviously have an injury on your foot and then have to sit down and somebody stays with you and whatever. So it's good to have a good set of boots. But let's talk about some of what CERT does. So you take a 20-hour course on average. They're going to train you in some stuff like cribbing and extinguishing fires and light search and rescue and some techniques there. But the way you get involved in CERT is you need to contact somebody with your local emergency management or at the state level. And once you do that, they can put together a training with enough people. And I've done trainings a number of times or whatever. I used to be a professional trainer, and not with CERT, but with a company I work for. And so to me, training's very important. And once you get trained, and if you're working with, let's say, Los Angeles or whatever, they're going to have events and they're going to set up tents and do things and have mock disasters. And so it's really good if you can get involved. A lot of people go home, put their backpack in the closet and hard hat, and never pick it up again. So it's easy to do, but just dig. You can probably find something somewhere active. That's why I had to create a CERT team, so that I could stay active and keep other people with CERT training involved. And so let's just go look at the computer and see what the computer says about CERT. Let's see if I have to maybe zoom in and out a little. I guess not. Well, there we go, computer. Anyway, so it tells you to be ready. And with that said, there's headings up there, and it says disasters and emergencies, make a plan, get involved, ready business, ready kids, and resources. But the website here is ready.gov/CERT. So if you have any questions, you can put that on your phone and look this stuff up. But I'll point a couple things out to you in this picture that's important. You can see that this guy appears to have a radio, and if you see right there, that's a ham antenna most likely. And that's how important communications are. Not everybody has to be a ham. I'd like for people to be hams, because you could get sent out to go do something and you need that communication with the emergency operations center or the emergency manager, and that's why they like ham. And it's quite often that I talk with people in emergency management, and they like the fact that people have ham. And here in Oklahoma, quite often these storm spotters, not storm chasers that are really thrill seekers, it's the storm spotters that go out and report back, if I can trip over my tongue, to emergency management via ham radio. And that way they've always have a source to communicate. So if lines go down, they have a sure way to connect. And that's the things that I wanted to point out. If you get involved, stay involved if you can. Develop your community, get with your emergency manager, and see what you can do in your neck of the woods, and be ready. And that's the thing, be ready. There's a lot of things you can do in your community, like handing handouts to people. I use it all the time. I've got more, but something like this book, you can pass that out to businesses and churches and others, and perhaps develop CERT teams. So that's all I got. I think it's a really good program. It gives you a lot of opportunity, and it's additional manpower when things go wrong. And so I think in some places CERT is very active, in other places it's not. And you just need to get a hold of your emergency manager or somebody in state government with Homeland Security that will tell you what's going on. And once you get trained, you get the gear like these guys you see in the picture, the hard hats, sometimes lights or whatever. Sometimes that stuff you have to purchase on your own, rain gear, and all kinds of things. So that's all I got. It's an excellent program. You cannot self deploy, so a lot of people in Oklahoma and other places like to go out and become CERT and then go storm chasing, which is very dangerous. And then they think that they can just deploy. They can't. You have to deploy through emergency management or somebody that's in charge, and they have to know where you are. So the only time that you could deploy would be in your neighborhood when there's no help. And so you're the help until help gets there. Other than that, no. You don't just jump in your car and drive into disaster. That's the way it works. So that's all I got. And this is CERT Instructor Ron. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you watch this video and make comments and get involved with CERT. That's all I got. Bye.